Malcolm X once said that education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. The Luminate Education Group is committed to facilitating outstanding education and training to all its member groups, ensuring strong and successful preparation to provide each student with a passport to the future. The organisation can trace its roots back to 1819 with the establishment of the Leeds Philosophical and Literary Society, which later merged with the Leeds Mechanics Institute. Despite several subsequent name changes and mergers, it has continued to focus on transformative education for local people. 200 years on, the Luminate Group has the experience and dedication to guide its members into the delivery of world-class education. We'd like to take you on a journey down the timeline of one of Luminate's recent projects, a brand new campus for Leeds City College. It's an inspiring success story that will help bring social and economic growth to the region, leading the charge for environmental sustainability and, most importantly, empowering the students of Leeds to realise their own potential. This is the story of Quarry Hill campus. But in order to properly tell you the full story of Quarry Hill, we need to go back in time. The area has experienced mixed fortunes over the centuries, from a colony for plague victims to a fashionable spa and then a terrible slum, before being cleared for an internationally renowned housing project. Charles Jenkinson, the social reformer, had a vision to build the largest housing scheme in the country, with sanitation, running water, clean air and open spaces for 3,000 of the city's most needy. Sadly, the flats were poorly maintained and fell into disrepair. So in 1973, the decision was made to rehouse the residents and demolish the once visionary housing. This brings us to 2019, where the site at Quarry Hill is home to the Leeds Playhouse, offices for the BBC, Northern Ballet, Leeds College of Music, and the now brand new 11th Leeds City College site, Quarry Hill campus. To give you a better idea of how this ambitious 2-year, £60 million campus plan became a reality, we spoke to a few of the people who were key to creating this project for the people of Leeds.
I remember a time in the late about 2008, 9, 10, that kind of period, where there was a discussion in Leeds about an investment from government of some £200 million in a further education estate. Well, with the financial crash and then austerity, that money never arrived. So Leeds has been poorly served in terms of the buildings, the learning spaces that we have for learners in the city. When the piece of work around Quarry Hill started, it was the first significant investment in further education for quite some time.
Funding's always a fascinating and often nail-biting roller coaster ride. 33.4 million has come from the LEP and West Yorkshire Combined Authority, and we had to raise the other 27 million via selling other buildings.
We do have a need to upskill the workforce of Leeds City region. It is the biggest economy outside of London. We hear from employers that the skills aren't there. We hear from young men and women that there aren't the jobs they want. Actually, we've got to somehow be the bridge between what employers want and what needs to be produced from places like Leeds City College.
So in my second week, I was invited to a West Yorkshire and York Investment Committee meeting. They were deciding on whether to provide grant funding for the new project, but at that stage the new project was actually a rebuild at Park Lane. I was asked whether Park Lane was the best place to put that new project, but my gut feeling was no. And in the end, we managed to secure the site at Quarry Hill, which is directly opposite the bus station. The majority of our students come in by bus. Putting a major college site at the real cultural quarter in Leeds, that just kind of appealed as well.
It's difficult if the budget doesn't work, and that was the biggest issue that we had at the outset. I think we were somewhere in the region of £10 million over budget. EWA, who were the architects on the scheme, and White and Green, who were the structural engineers. The project itself was just a bit of wasteland when we first came involved in it.
There's no such thing as a set standard college and you just build it. You actually have to talk to lots of people to get exactly what they need and make sure it's an inspiring building for teaching and learning.
No room was identical. They work their way through quite systematically with the stakeholders, understanding what they wanted out of the building, understanding what they wanted out of each and every room, and then understanding what they wanted out of each and every wall, to be fair, and floor and ceiling. It was a 104-week scheme. 104 weeks is quite fast-tracked out there from start to finish. And that comes with its own pressures. And we finished the project 2 weeks earlier than planned, which was great for everybody. They got a building that worked for them, that fitted within their budget.
So Quarry Hill contains two of the largest schools in Leeds City College, the School of Social Science and the School of Creative Arts, both of which contain a lot of very specialist spaces.
From the air conditioning to the lighting, you know, it's made for maximum use because people are going to be in the building, but it reduces down when there's people not in the building as well. So the lights switch off themselves when the people leave the rooms. The air conditioning drops down when there's nobody using it. You know, it's a very economical building for the size of it.
Something like 50% of the learners that come to Leeds City College come from some of the most disadvantaged postcodes in the city. And by putting this investment together and having that fantastic building, what we've got is the opportunity to help people to meet their ambitions and to meet their aspirations. And if we can help individuals do that, we can help families do that. And if we can help families do that, we can help communities do that. And that's the life-changing difference that this particular project, this Quarry Hill building, can at least start to begin to develop and deliver.
Since our official opening, our staff and students have been on a whirlwind journey of excitement and achievement, starting in August when we honoured the history of the site with the unveiling of the building's graphics.
My name's Jack Longbottom. I'm here because it's my picture along with Mary Beaumont on the wall there. Tony Baker put in a request for people of Quarry Hill to put on some memorabilia photographs, and my sister sent one up of me, and then my name in bottom for wherever this building stood here. Wow, what a feeling.
In September, we finally introduced our students to their new campus.
We invited 200 students in, gave them breakfast, gave them a hoodie for a lovely photo opportunity. So it's been lovely seeing our students in the building for the first time.
During a week of celebration, we were joined by the Royal Marines, who oversaw students and staff abseiling down the side of Quarry Hill campus.
The event that we put on today started to help launch the military preparation course that we're starting in September, and I hope that that's a long-lasting relationship.
We also welcomed Gavin Williamson, the Minister of Education, and Andrea Jenkins, a local MP.
It's fantastic to be here today. You can feel the buzz, you can feel the energy. This is a place to be proud of.
Well, it's an absolutely magnificent building and you can't help but just be inspired, and you can imagine what a fantastic learning environment it's really going to be.
Then, in October, we were honoured to host the Mayor of Dortmund and his delegates, and to share with them a fantastic photography exhibition that our students created along with students in Dortmund to celebrate the lasting partnership between our two cities.
This is my first exhibition as a young photographer, so obviously that's exciting for me because there's all these people, important people as well, coming to look at not just my work but the work of my peers.
A week later, our campus was again transformed to take part in the famous Leeds Light Night Festival, where our students displayed their fantastic exhibitions to the public.
I think Light Night in Leeds has been running for maybe like 15 years now, something like that, and it's getting bigger and bigger. This is really a good first step in their journey to being able to exhibit their work.
What happens next in our timeline of Quarry Hill campus is in the hands of our determined and passionate campus staff, and most of all, our amazing students. The Luminate Education Group is proud to have delivered an inspiring place of learning that suits the needs of our curriculums, provides our students with the very best facilities and equipment, ensuring they are work ready.
It's nice having kind of all the creative students now in one place as opposed to some at Park Lane, some at the Tech Campus.
Everything here is just a huge improvement. The facilities are just amazing. It's like everything we've got here, it's so much better, so much easier to make things.
They've got a care dog as well that we've seen. You can stroke it while walking around and stuff. It just relieves stress. With the transition from the old campus to the new campus, it gave our course and pretty much I think everything else an extra boost. Obviously it's a big building, it's brand new, and it proves that our college is one of the best.
To have facilities like this TV studio means that our curriculum can really take off in much more practical directions.
All of the twists and turns along the way, whilst they may be challenging and difficult at the time, you've got to reflect actually it's the outcome of another several thousand young men and women reaching their full potential and hopefully having great careers and above all good lives.
Thanks to the many people who made Quarry Hill campus a reality, our students now have an invaluable community that enables them to prepare for a future of their choosing.